Hey everybody, welcome to What's Up Wednesday. Very recently, I had the opportunity to start a new series called What's Your Why, which I introduced last week. And I was honored to interview a fellow named Steve Howe. Now, you should go check out his website, safetystevehowe.com. It's an incredible story. Steve was working as a tree faller on a road expansion project. And in the process was cut in half at the pelvis by an excavator. He lives today to tell his story, and he walks, believe it or not. They put him back together. Two pieces of Steve were put back together into one. But when I was interviewing Steve, or before I was interviewing Steve and we were talking, he told me his journey into safety. I mean, post recovery after his accident, he was given many different options of kind of what he might be able to do. And he went back to school to be a project manager, but ended up in the field of health and safety. And from my understanding and what I can see, he's a very great safety leader. Now, in the process of him kind of making his way up through the ranks in safety to where he is today, he was put in charge of a project for a very large civil contractor. Now, during the pre-construction phase of this project, he was told that the company had never completed this type of project in the past without a recordable injury, without an OSHA recordable. And he thought a lot about that and set his mind to achieving, for the first time in the 100+ year history of this company, very recognized company that almost anybody would, if they saw the name, they would recognize. And he set out to complete that project without an OSHA recordable injury. They did it through planning. They did it through collaboration. They did it through commitment. And the amazing thing was they achieved that goal. They did have some first aids and some near misses, but that project was completed recordable free for the first time in that company's history. And what really stuck out to me is the importance of several things in the safety profession that I think we all need to be aware of. One, it's okay to set a goal that seems unachievable. I know it takes a lot more work and a lot more commitment, but it's okay to set that really difficult goal. From there, you really need to sell that goal to everybody in the project management team or everybody in a manufacturing facility, whatever the setting may be. The second thing that needs to be done is that the risks need to be evaluated extensively and intimately from the very beginning to the end. And you need to understand every exposure and every risk. From there, it's all about planning. The adage is that if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. And that's absolutely true. My belief, as I've said 100 times, is that a failure to plan means that you have quality issues, lots of rework, which is super expensive. You have safety issues, and usually production suffers. Proper planning results in safe, productive, and high quality work and high quality projects being completed. So, there's your next piece, is that the planning has to be performed. And then there's a cycle called PDSA or PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act, Plan, Do, Study, Act. And you have to be doing that, running through that process almost daily, evaluating how things are going, doing a 2-week look ahead on what's coming up, evaluating how you're going to approach that work. And then anytime you have an observation, a near miss, any kind of a leading indicator that you've gotten off target just a little bit, it's time to come in, collaborate, retool, refocus, go back at it. Now, this takes a high level of commitment by every single person in the organization, from the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. And it takes a lot of work to sell it, and it takes a lot of work to get that buy-in and that commitment from everybody. But I'm here to tell people that I've seen mega projects that have gone recordable injury free, millions of man hours recordable injury free. And I've seen little dinky projects where in the course of a 3-week project, I've seen 60 recordable injuries. So ultimately, when you look at something as potentially overwhelming as a project that the goal is to go recordable free, but it's never been done, such as the example I gave that Steve shared, there's a way to approach it. You need to really focus on the hazard identification. You need to set lofty goals. You need to plan the work. You need to constantly reevaluate, and you need to collaborate to build that culture. I could tell you that the benefits of doing so are incredible. And anybody who's performed or worked on a project or in a circumstance like that will tell you it's the greatest experience they've ever had in their life. So, we're leaders. Let's go do that. Let's find a way to do that. Let's get everybody to buy in. Let's sell safety and let's live the dream. We'll see you next Wednesday.